Welcome back to another episode of Full Volume. Today we have Steve Talley on the show. Steve is a hilarious guy. He spent his whole life acting in many commercials, movies, shows. Most familiar to me was his role in The 100, which was a personal favorite of mine. It was so fun talking to Steve. He gave us all the insight on what it's like to be an actor and now live full-time in the island life in Hawaii. It was such a blast. If you like the show and you like this episode, please take a second to follow on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Leave a comment where you can. Really helps us out. Can't wait for this one. Enjoy, y'all.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Welcome to Full Volume.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Cheers.
yeah,
Yes.
cheers.
First Margs on the
Cheers,
pod.
Margs on the
Happy to
pod.
be here.
Love
Happy
it.
to be
On
here.
the lanai.
On the
Nice
Location
to see
change.
you guys. We met, I think, only once, like pretty briefly.
No,
For
I know. I'm so
karaoke.
excited.
At karaoke.
Which is kind of a good meet cute a little bit.
It is.
You didn't sing.
I didn't sing when you guys were
I
there?
didn't sing.
Really?
No.
Oh, I must have gotten there late and the list was long because I normally do like 10 songs.
What's your
whatever it
go-to
is.
number
good.
one karaoke?
Thunder Road, the Springsteen song,
That's a
Thunder
good
Road.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just in Austin.
Bruce was? Really?
Yeah.
Playing a show?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He played our biggest arena in
Nice.
Austin. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Because he doesn't come play in Hawaii, does he?
No, nobody does.
Poolside was
con-
just here.
Really?
Yeah.
Poolside? I don't know.
Tiny little
Poolside's a
like
good
groove
time.
funk
Yeah?
Yeah, they're a
band.
good
And
time. Cool.
Cody and Bryce came. I was surprised because they were at ACL, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What are they doing in Kauai?" But they came.
Sounds like my jam. Well, this is the kind of shit we have to choose from out here. So like Bryce and I, our birthdays are 2 days apart. So I was with Bryce and Cody and we like became aware of the fact that there was a Steely Dan cover band coming to
Oh my God.
to Kauai.
Yes.
And we were like, that's our birthday, dude. We are going to the Steely Dan. And the band is called Steely Dead, and it's like a Grateful Dead / Steely Dan cover band. They like meld them
What
together
a
kind of.
combo.
Insane.
And like I don't actively dislike Grateful Dead, but like it's fine. Like it's not up my alley, you know. So it's like that's what we'll do, and that's the kind of stuff we have to get excited about here. Like Talib Kweli played here.
I don't know who that
He's a like kind of an old school, like he's part of like that Chicago rap scene with like Common and those guys,
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
like early 2000s,
Cool.
like sort of socially conscious
fun.
rap. Yeah, he came here, but like we don't have a lot to choose from.
The people that perform here, like maybe are just visiting. Like they wouldn't do like a set.
No, totally, yeah, and that's why like there's definitely like a hole in the marketplace for, you know, if there could be a situation where you're like, hey, come out here, play 2 shows, we'll put you up for a week in Kauai, bring your wife, bring your kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, amazing.
I think it could be kind of cool, but like especially on the North Shore, there's no real like venues to accommodate
Right.
big crowds.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know where you would do that. Like
No.
at the pier.
At the pier,
Ooh,
yeah,
that would be
maybe.
cool.
Maybe. I'm sure they would like try to pull all kinds of like crazy permitting. I don't know, but
We just all happened to stumble there, and someone
Yeah.
happens
Someone
to bring their
happens
guitar.
to
Well,
have a stage and a
if
guitar.
like if it's a free show, I think you can kind of like circumvent a lot of the like
Oh sure.
the legalistic problems, but I don't know.
Dang. Okay, so
Who
we should
knows?
get on that.
Yeah, we'll get on it. We'll add
Yeah.
to the list of stuff to work on.
Awesome.
Okay, let's go back a little tiny bit to young Steve.
Okay. So I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. I was born in 1981, so like Indianapolis in the 80s. I was like a hyper kid, a smart kid, a bored kid, like public school. Got in trouble a lot. Indianapolis was a great place to grow up, but my whole like I didn't think about that until I was older.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think
Like
a lot
my-
of people do, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like that about where you grew up?
I do now.
Yeah, like you look back and you go, "Oh, what a great place to grow up!" But the whole time you're growing up, you're like, "I can't
I
wait
want
to
to
get out of here."
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I also think it's a specific type of person
Yeah.
maybe.
that wants to do that. But now
Also,
that I'm older, I'm like, Austin's
We're lucky.
amazing.
Like Austin's cool. Like,
very
and it kind of
cool.
always
Yeah.
has been cool. I was excited to leave the little bubble because like private school, tiny little, everyone knows
Yeah.
everything. Like, I was
Yeah.
very excited to get away from that
Yeah.
aspect of it. But I was now that I live there as an adult, like with a job. I'm like, oh yeah, this place is very cool.
Yeah.
I would raise a kid here.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess yeah, Austin's different than Indy, and just in the sense that like Austin's always been cool. Like Indy's kind of cool now, but like it wasn't cool in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. What did you do for fun? Like Dairy Queen?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we would just be like, yeah, I mean,
I
like,
love it.
we would commonly, like, there'd be a group of us and we'd be like, let's go over to Walmart and see what's happening.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, it was kind of like Dazed
Okay.
and Confused,
Yeah,
where it was
no,
like, there really just
exactly.
wasn't a lot to, you cruise around and be like, oh, there's some people over there. Let's, like, stop in and see what's going on. And, like,
Billy Bob was talking about that in a podcast I listened to the other day. He called it like a ride around. Like you would
Yeah.
literally just go drive around and see what other people were
Windows
doing.
down,
Yep.
music is up.
yep.
That sounds that
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Yeah, it
But
was
I
a
can
lot of
see
that.
how you get a little bit bored.
Yeah, and you would almost always end up in like some kind of like a public place that wasn't designed for teenagers to hang out
Like a
at.
church parking lot.
Church parking lot, Walmart, it was like you'd go to like the McDonald's parking lot, whatever, like stuff like that. Or like, we spent a lot of time just like kind of hanging out at each other's houses because there just wasn't. Indy's a big city, but it was like we didn't go downtown very often because like downtown when I was a kid was pretty dangerous. Like
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
less so now. So we got the Super Bowl in like by we I mean Indianapolis
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the Super Bowl in like I think it was 2009, and it was sort of like that thing of like in the movies where like the kids throw a big party and then the phone rings and they're like mom and dad are going to be here in an hour and you have to really quickly like clean up the
Yes.
party. That's what happened to the city of Indianapolis when we found out we were getting a
Oh,
Super
that's
Bowl.
so
They were
funny.
like, we have to make this city cool in a year.
Ow, yeah.
So like all these like gastro pubs popped up and like things that like would have never flown in Indy like in
We're like, we have to
years
make the
past.
city cool.
Yeah,
Gastropub.
exactly. Yeah,
Every quarter.
Yeah, like gastro pubs. We got to have like tapas places and all that. So it's like
Throw a wine bar in
yeah,
there.
the
That's
little
wild.
wine
Yeah.
bar here and there, totally. Yeah, so it sort of like scrambled and like became cool overnight, but was not always like that. So I was kind of in the suburbs, which the cool thing about growing up in Indianapolis was like it's a pretty big city, but if you go 5 miles outside the city, it's like country. So it was
Okay.
sort of a cool. I feel like probably Austin's a little bit like
Oh,
that
yeah,
too. Yeah, where it's
absolutely, yeah.
like you go 5 miles outside the city and it's like, oh, these are rednecks
Oh yeah.
now.
It's like a ranch.
It's
like,
Yeah.
less
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So we grew up in Dripping Springs, and it was like you take your cooler to the grocery store because
Yeah.
there's not one for a mile or an hour away. Like
Yeah.
you gotta,
Totally.
Yeah, that's kind of fun though, right?
Yeah, no, it was cool. Like, and again, that's the thing. Like in retrospect, like I wasn't cognizant of that like growing up, but then like when I got older, I was like, oh, cool. I kind of got like a little bit of, because like now when I'm in situations like if I'm with like real shit kicker rednecks, I can hang, or if I'm with like really cosmopolitan city people, I can hang.
You've done
So it was
both.
kind of a
Best of
nice
both worlds.
balance of
Totally.
best of both worlds. A little
That's
Hannah
a little
Montana.
Hannah
There we
Little
go.
Hannah Montana action.
So when did you move to LA?
Well, so after high school, I went to college for a few years, and then my daughter was born, and I
While you
dropped
were
out of
in
school while I was in college. Yeah,
Okay.
and so I dropped out of school and tried to get like a regular job at like a timeshare, like call center or whatever. That didn't go well at all. And then so when my daughter was 6 months old, me and her mom, who's like my high school girlfriend, like packed up the car and moved to LA in February of 2003. So my daughter was born in June of 2002, and then Valentine's Day of 2003 is when I rolled into LA.
And what was the reason for that decision?
I had done some like local commercials and stuff, like in high school, and I was like, oh my god, this is so easy, and like the money's so good, and like are there really people that can't do this? Like this can't be like this isn't even a talent. Like I can't believe
People get trained to do this?
Yeah, it's like people go to class for this. Like it's the easiest thing in the world. And like I had gotten close, like I'd gone to Chicago and gotten close on like a couple of big like jobs, whatever. And it's like this doesn't seem that hard. And there just didn't seem like there were a ton of options for me if I stayed in Indy. It
Okay,
was like
yeah.
there were a lot of like kind of factory jobs and office jobs, and pretty good amount of like guys I went to high school with ended up in jail. And I was like, okay, well, I have this kid now, and even the like kids I grew up with whose parents were around, like my parents were like head and shoulders above the rest in terms of like their availability and their like willingness to be involved in our lives and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got really lucky in that sense. But a lot of my friends, it was like they're like one of my best friends growing up, his dad worked at one of the General Motors factories, and it was like when he was home, he was like too tired and grouchy to give a
Right.
shit
Hang out,
really.
yeah,
So it was
right.
like he didn't feel like his dad was really around, and it's like I don't really want to be one of those dads. So I was like, well, this acting thing seems really serious, like pretty easy, and I think
Yeah, I
I
love
can like
that.
take a big swing and like let's just
Yeah.
go to LA and like
So
even if I just do like 2 jobs a year, because if
yeah.
I thought about it this way. If I stay in Indiana with no education and no marketable skills, I'll make maybe 30 or 40 grand a year, like best case scenario.
Mm.
So if I can go to LA and make that doing 1 or 2 like acting jobs a year, like I beat the game.
So you didn't like always want to be an actor.
No, I don't. No,
think
I never
that's
cared
so
about it.
interesting because 99% of people do not go be an actor for the money.
I just did it for the money. I just did it because I had a kid and I didn't want to be gone all the time. And I was like, if you're an actor, like theoretically, you can make a lot of money in short bursts.
And
Yes.
it's very
Right?
sprints and
Yeah,
rests.
exactly. Yeah, and then I can be around more and
And you
like
can do other stuff.
do other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So when you moved to LA, did
Interesting.
you find it like that same mentality of, oh, this is kind of easy to be the thing, or were you kind of surprised and more of a
Well,
hustle? Like, what was the
that
shift?
so when I got there is when I realized that like nothing matters. Like
Okay.
none of that matters. It doesn't matter if you're good, it doesn't matter if you're bad, it doesn't matter if you're on time, it doesn't matter if you're nice. Nothing matters. It's just you're just scratching lottery tickets. It's just that.
Really?
Yeah. So like it took like you show up in a big city like LA like a kid from Indiana and you're like, okay, well
Where do you even
what do I
start?
do? Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't have an agent, I don't have a manager, I don't have anything. And so my uncle, who's only 10 years older than me, he's like my big brother. He had been in New York for a long time. And then after 9/11, he left New York and went to LA.
Okay.
And he opened a vintage clothing store, like a high end, like before it was a thing where like we had like $500 like vintage like Led Zeppelin t-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And nobody had ever heard of that yet. This is
cool.
2003. And so it's sort of a novelty thing. Now it's very common. You go to any big city and there's
yeah.
like these vintage stores where we're like, whoa, a Fleetwood Mac shirt with 1,000 holes in it and it's $800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll take it. Nice and broken in. But that was a weird thing then. So I had a job. I knew I was gonna like. He said I could work at the store.
Okay, cool.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go and I'll work at the store and I'll figure it out. And he was also a DJ, and like a pretty like popular DJ, like private DJ, not a DJ like on the radio or
Okay.
whatever. Like he would DJ like private like
Parties
birthday
and stuff?
parties
Yeah.
and Emmy after parties and
Cool.
stuff like that. Yeah. So he was DJing Courtney Cox's birthday party.
Okay.
And this is right after I moved to LA. And this is when people were still DJing with records. So we had like crates and crates and crates of vinyl. And so my thing was I would go with him when he was DJing and help him carry all of his vinyl. And then I could kind of like hang out and like try to meet people.
Okay.
And at Courtney Cox's birthday party, I met David Arquette, her husband, and then he hooked me up with his manager. And that's how I got representation.
Okay.
That is insane.
So weird. Yeah. But
so like backdoor. That's crazy.
it's so backdoor, yeah.
Amazing.
And there was, I mean, at this time, this is 2003, 2004. There was like no social media. Like I had a baby before I had a cell phone. Like there was no
Yeah.
way
You
to
had to
like
talk to
cheat the
people and,
system.
like,
Yeah, you just
really
had to
put
talk.
yourself out
Yeah, you
there.
just had to talk to people.
Wow.
That's great. That's a crazy story.
It's weird.
How
Yeah,
did
it's
that
really
go
weird.
down? Was it easy?
Yeah, kinda.
Cool. He's like,
Kinda.
This thing is so easy. Look how easy it is to get an agent.
Well, I mean, it just sort of happened, but it wasn't like nothing felt easy because I had like a wife and a baby
Yeah,
at
you had, like,
home, and like so
responsibilities
yeah, and
and
like
shit,
I'm out
yeah.
all night and I'm working during the day and I'm trying to be involved and whatever. So like, it didn't like feel easy per se, but things sort of fell into place as far as that goes,
Yeah.
the representation part of it. But like, that's like step one of a trillion before you're
Yes.
like
Yeah.
making any kind of a living at it or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. What was the first role you got, and then what was your first role that you were really, really excited about?
I've never had one I'm really, really excited about. The first one I
This is like
My mind is
blowing
being
my
blown right
mind.
now.
Seriously, yeah.
never have.
Was there ever a shift when you were like, oh, this is fun?
There have been times when it's fun because what's fun to me depends more on like the company I'm in.
Yes, totally.
And I've had lots of times on sets where like I'm like I get along with the people and we're all kind of the same mindset of because like I grew up playing sports. So like if it feels like sports, Like, oh, we're all in this together and no one's being like a dickhead and demanding like special treatment or whatever. Like, if it feels like we're all kind of in it to win it,
Yeah.
I'm usually having fun.
Okay.
And I like the problem solving parts of it. Like, if you're like, let's say you're like, you're rehearsing before you film a scene and like, you're like, but this blocking is weird. Like, he needs to end up over there and I need to end up over here. Like, that's fun because you're all like, that's creative.
You're like,
because like,
yeah.
because like acting's not creative, it's interpretive.
Right.
And that does nothing for me. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll stand on the mark and say the words and cash the check, but like, it doesn't get me off. But like, problem solving gets me off.
Cool.
So like, that part of it was cool. But the first job I ever did was, because obviously I got to LA and I wasn't in the union yet. I'd been Taft-Hartley'd, which is what they call it. You get one freebie where it's a union job before you have to pay union dues and join the union.
Yeah.
I did that in Indy on a commercial. I got Taft-Hartley'd. So I just needed one more union job in LA to get in the union. And at that point you get insurance and like all the shit, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't have that yet when I got to LA, and so the first two acting jobs I got in LA were music videos. Because those are always non-union.
Okay.
The first one was for Duran Duran, who was a big deal when I was growing up.
That's
They were obviously like kind of washed and older.
But like amazing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I drove out to, we actually shot it in the parking lot of the mall where they shot Back to the Future. You know the mall in Back to the Future where
Yes.
the DeLorean,
Yeah.
like they outrun the Libyans and all that?
Yep.
So we shot it there. That was cool. I got in my first car wreck in LA on the way to that job, which was also kind of like a fucking David Lynch movie because, so I rear-ended a guy on the 101 on the way to, and I'm like, I'm running late, like, like all day I've been at work and it's a night shoot, so I got to get to this like music video shoot. And I'm driving on the 101 and like my 97 Chevy Cavalier, and traffic locks up in front of me and the sun's glaring and I don't get stopped in time and I rear end the guy in front of me. So we pull over and get out and the guy gets out and he's, in my memory, he's an 8-foot tall Native American man with long, beautiful straight hair and like the most beautiful skin and all this turquoise jewelry. And he comes around and like looks at the bumper and he can tell that I'm 21 and I'm like scared. I'm like, dude, I'm on my way to my first like acting job, whatever. And he's like, brother, everything's gonna be fine.
Shut up.
We don't need to turn this into insurance. You go, you have a good time at your job tonight. We'll just forget the whole thing ever happened.
What?
Like real chill like that. And then he got in his car and then his car flew up. No, I'm just kidding.
Magic.
I was like,
No,
so
but like-
you were on drugs.
But it was, yeah. And
No
that's when I
wonder.
realized he slipped me peyote. But it was really weird because it was almost like he
That's
was
insane.
like almost like angelic. Like it was
Whoa.
really weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
just like let the whole thing go.
What a gift.
I know, right?
That could have been so much worse.
So weird.
Whoa.
So weird.
Did you make it?
I was a little late, but like not a big
Okay,
deal.
cool.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Crazy.
Yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
so
about
that was weird.
your first film or TV role?
So I got my SAG card on this show called Summerland. Do you guys remember Summerland? It was on
I
for
know
like,
what it is, but I've never seen it before.
it was like for sure before your time. It was like in the early 2000s. So Aaron Spelling was the guy. He had done like 90210 and Melrose Place and all this shit. He was like, even then, even in the early 2000s, he was like 200 years old. Like he was like a reanimated corpse. But he was still like putting his name on shows, and they were all like kind of soapy, generic, dumb, like whatever.
Yeah.
And so this show Summerlin was about this like family that lived in there is a real place called Summerlin. It's near Santa Barbara, but it was sort of a fictionalized beach town. And like one of the sons on the show, this guy Jesse McCartney. Do you guys remember Jesse
know
McCartney?
him.
He's like a heartthrob.
Yeah.
So that was like his big first thing. He was like a pro surfer. And I got a job, I think it was like 5 episodes maybe. I played like an older pro surfer. It was like a bad influence. And I was
perfect.
getting him in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's how I got my SAG card. That was like
Dang.
my first TV
That's
job.
insane.
And also at that same time, another guy who got his SAG card on that job, who did about 5 episodes, was this guy called Zac Efron.
Shut up.
Yeah, pre-High School Musical, Zac Efron.
What?
That's
Yeah.
how he started too.
Yeah, he started on Summerland. Yeah.
Did you guys hang out?
I mean, he was like, 15 and I was 22. So at that time, it like feels like a pretty crazy.
No, that is a big age.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, he was around and I was around, and like he held my daughter when she was a baby, which she thinks is really cool.
That is a very cool
I would
story.
absolutely
Because she
be
was like
freaking
peak.
out about
She's
that.
24, so she was like peak high school.
I was gonna
musical
say
age,
like
yeah.
that was my
Is that
first
her is that her fun
crush.
fact for everything? I mean, I would tell everyone
Aside
that,
from
Yeah.
Justin
for
Bieber.
sure.
Yeah.
I would absolutely tell everyone
It was before
that.
he got his teeth fixed,
Okay, so
so not as
okay,
cool.
okay, not as cool, but still pretty fucking cool. That's amazing.
Yeah, still pretty cool.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was weird. And it shot. The cool thing about that job was that it shot at Raleigh Studios, which is where they filmed Saved by the Bell, which was like my favorite show growing up.
Well, so was that kind of crazy? Like, oh, I'm in this place now, and
That kind of shit was the coolest thing to me about it.
Yes.
Was like if I'm shooting on the Paramount lot, I'm like, oh, this is the studio where they shot Cheers. Like, I shot a couple of pilots on the soundstage where they shot Seinfeld, and like Seinfeld was a huge thing for me growing up. So like
Yeah.
a lot of that kind of stuff was like, those were the only times where I'd be like, oh man, wow, like kid from Indiana, like this is cool. Like let yourself have this one. Let yourself have this
Yeah.
one.
100%.
Interesting.
You know?
Do you feel like there were any roles that came much easier than other ones?
Bad guys.
Is that what you wanted to play though?
Yeah, that's always what I wanted to play. Cause like, cause I got a lot of like, I did a lot of like really generic, like hot, you know, like hot boyfriend, whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's so fucking boring. And like, it's fine. Like, you know, it's better than digging ditches, but like, it's not like fun and exciting necessarily. But
Right.
like, being
No,
bad
for
guys is
sure.
fun. Like, comedy stuff is fun. Like especially live audience stuff, like sitcom tapings, like anything that tapes in front of a live audience is
Yeah.
really fun, and it's also a super easy workload.
What did you do that for?
So I did I did Two Broke Girls. I did
Two Broke Girls. Whoa.
I did a lot of sitcom stuff. Well, I also did a lot of pilots. Like I did 13 pilots, and none of them ever
None of
got
them
picked
came
up.
out.
None of them ever got
Really?
picked up.
Is that weird?
Really, it's really weird. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
Like people talk about like George Clooney did 8 pilots before ER, and like that's a lot, but like 13's a lot to never have one go. But like, you know, most of those were sitcoms.
Okay.
And one of those even we shot 10 episodes and they never aired.
Why? Do you know?
Yeah, the showrunner killed himself. Like after one of the tapings in like the 10th episode, I don't know if there's weird like legal obligations. I won't say the
what
name
it
of the thing,
is.
but
Yeah.
yeah. So the
Oh shit.
so the showrunner killed himself, and I think the network just didn't want to deal with the fallout of like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
we're
I'm
gonna
sure.
run these and then have to explain, you know,
Right.
like because
Right.
networks, like that's the thing, like all the studios and networks, like their whole job is to cover their ass. Like they're all stupid. Like they're not creative people. Like it's
a business.
It's purely business, and it's like path of least resistance, path of least resistance. That's the only thing that they're ever thinking about. So it's like as soon as a thing like that happens, like even though they had spent God knows like
Oh.
a few $1 million probably up to that point to
less
get like the 10
expensive to not
episodes or whatever. Yeah, it's
put it
better
up.
to just throw it all in
let
the
it go
trash.
away.
Yeah,
That's so weird though. That
So
you did,
weird.
Like a full season.
so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Are you close with anybody that you did that show with?
No, I'm not close with anybody that I worked with, period. But like,
Interesting.
yeah, I don't
Just
have
'cause you
any
don't-
like,
whatever.
I don't
It
know.
is fast, isn't it? Like these jobs are quick, and then you like probably
Yeah.
never see them again.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, that job was like, I mean, we shot an episode a week for 10, so for like, you know, two months and change,
Yeah.
like we're together every day. So it's
Yeah.
like, if I ran into those guys, it would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like it'd be good to see each other and stuff, but like I'm also weird about like staying in touch with people, like because it's impossible to work with people in a situation like that and then be like, hey man, let me get your number at the end, and it not feel like an angle.
Are
Oh,
you
dang.
would you call yourself like a purist? Like you need things to feel like organic and natural
Yeah.
to accept them.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I can't like anything that feels like a little bit like you have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I feel really weird about it. If
Yeah.
it's a thing where like it seems like we're genuinely gonna like be friends outside of this,
Yeah.
then I
And
would be
it's
okay with it. But
natural.
I'm never gonna be the guy who's like, it would be good for me to stay friends with this. Like, I can't do that.
Or even if that's like not how you mean it, if it's like how it's going to be perceived, it's kind of just weird.
Yes.
That's that's weird too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people are always like, "Who's your most famous friend?" I'm like, I don't have any famous
Yeah.
friends.
You have people you would say hey to if you ran into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have any like famous friends. Like the guys I did those American Pie movies with, we're all still really good friends now. But we were all nobodies then, and we're all nobodies now. So it's like no harm, no foul. It's not like one of us became like
Right.
But
super
they're
famous.
like, those are so iconic. Did you know they were going to be like that before you signed up?
No, and I don't think they are.
Wait, I
they're,
thought they
they're
are.
kind of like
You think they are?
they're like a cornerstone of American history in a way. Like, don't you think?
That's a crazy claim.
I feel like, okay, do you know that trend that went around the internet that's like, how often do men think about the Roman Empire?
Yes.
I feel like you could play the same game with American Pie. I swear to God, I hear like one reference to that movie a week.
Well, are we talking about like the real
Well,
like
there's
the original
but then there's all
three?
the
Yeah.
spin-offs, too, of
Yeah.
Because the
course.
ones I was in is like kind of a different thing. It's kind of a different thing.
But the umbrella.
Yeah, it's all under the umbrella, which the studio was counting on, like, because that's why they just, like, gave a bunch of, like, broke-ass 25-year-old guys money to be in a new one, and no one knew who any of us were. Because, like, all they had to do was pay Eugene Levy to come back, and they
Yeah.
could be like, this is a real American Pie movie, and people still pay,
Yeah.
pay $20 for the DVD.
You didn't have fun doing those?
No, those were a blast.
Those are fun,
Those
right?
were an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were an
probably
absolute
didn't
blast.
feel like...
Well, and also, like, we were all coming at it from the same, like, other than Eugene Levy, like, we were all, like mopping floors and cleaning toilets at that time. So it was
Right.
like, oh, this is way better than what we would be doing for 8 weeks in the middle of summer. Like,
yeah.
it was like,
Absolutely.
it was really cool. And we all, stayed friends and stayed close. And, like, those are the only guys that I've ever worked with that I still
That's
talk
great.
to. Yeah, we're still all, like, thick as thieves. Like, that's my family. We were all just like, we were just a bunch of like young, like broke dudes who were like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be cool if this turned into something?
Okay, you just took a chance on it.
Well, and I was married with a baby for both of those movies.
Right.
So it was like, there was,
Oh,
I
right,
like,
you're
I
like,
wasn't
I'm
really,
a
I
responsible
wasn't
adult
getting
now.
any, I was like the dad, like,
Right.
I was like, hey, like, I was literally like one of my best friends who was one of the co-stars, like, I would have to set my alarm and get him out of bed in his hotel room in the morning to get us to work on time. It was like that kind of.
you were the dad,
I was
for
the
sure.
dad.
No way.
I was the dad.
Did your daughter ever like hang out on sets with you?
Yeah, she came to visit. I
my
mean, she
gosh.
was little at that time, like 4 or 5. And she came and visited, and then so that show I was talking about that we did like 10 episodes of that never aired, she was like a full-on set kid for that show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because at that time me and her mom were divorced, and so it was like she would get off of school and somebody would drop her off like at the studio lot,
Wow.
and she would just come hang out and eat craft service, and
Do her
like
homework
the
and-
whole crew knew her, and so she was like 10 at that time, so that's her like big memory
That's very
of
cool.
all that. Yeah.
Did that make her want to go into the business?
At that time, yes, but it didn't last for long because I used to I was like on purpose I would drag her to auditions and things with me all the time to be like, see,
The
it's
other
not
part
all
of it,
it's not
yeah.
all like free food and people kissing your ass and like
Yeah, it's not always sexy.
it's like
for a little bit
it's
is.
horrible. Like
Yeah.
you're a cockroach 99.9% of the time. So like keep
Great.
that in mind.
I love being a roach. Great, perfect.
But I mean, like the other 1/10 of the percent of the time, you're getting free food and people are kissing your ass.
Right.
So it's kind
So
of
there you go.
There you
depends
go.
on your threshold for cockroachery.
I mean, mine's pretty low, so we'll see how we'll see how it goes. What about the switch from doing those movies to the 100?
Well, so there's quite a bit of time in between that. So
Yeah.
after the American Pie movies, I had to like, because we didn't like make a fortune on those or anything. Like that's a common thing. Like when I go back to Indiana, people are like, "Oh, he's a millionaire." Like you don't make any money on any of this shit.
Right.
like until you're in like the top 1%, like you're not really making any money.
It's still like the bursts you were talking about.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
burst
it's
you're
like a
talking, especially
small-
like, you know, if I'd been like a single guy in my 20s, maybe I could have coasted on that for like a little bit. But like, even my friends who I did those American Pie movies with, they were single and didn't have kids or wives or anything at the time. And it was like, you know, 2 months later, we're all crawling around on the rug looking for weed crumbs because like nobody can afford to buy a bag. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
That's the
like the
reality
reality
of
of
it,
it.
right,
Yeah,
for
and it's
sure.
worse now than it was then. I mean, that was 20 years ago, and it's way worse now. Where it's like, you know, because basically the way that the business is designed now is, uh, oh well, here you want the job. Here's what we're gonna pay you. If you don't like it, there's 100 people standing in a line behind you, and we'll just go through one by one until someone
somebody-
wants it because quality's not a consideration. Like watch network TV, watch like Chicago Fire. You're not going to see a single convincing line delivery in any
Right.
episode of any of those shows because the networks don't give a fuck, because the audience doesn't give a fuck, because they're not paying attention. They don't care. Like our grandparents aren't going to know if a guy on NCIS you know, Oklahoma is a bad actor. Like they don't.
They don't care.
Nobody cares. Nobody notices. So
Right,
like,
well,
why
'cause
would
so
the
much
networks
crap is
care?
being produced
Yeah.
now too. It's like there's no way.
I think Matt Damon said that the
Totally.
other day. They're like mandating Netflix, the original Netflix movies, you have to restate the plot. Like,
Yeah.
did you see that?
On the rip,
Multiple
yeah,
times
yeah.
because people are scrolling and
Uh-huh.
they'll miss it because they're trying. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
So then you're obviously not making a quality show or a
Yeah.
movie if you have to continually
Right.
like, hey, this is what it's about.
And
you
guess
know?
what? If the quality's like, think about it. If you own a restaurant and everyone who comes in to eat doesn't have taste buds, why are you going to pay somebody who's a
matter.
really good chef what they deserve? Just hire a guy who knows how to shove pizzas into an oven like this, and like the rest of it doesn't matter. It's all gravy at that point,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like, that's kind of where we've gotten with like anyway, like that's like a soapboxy thing, but
No, but I think it's a good
Yeah.
soapbox because it's real.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so like there's less money in it now than there's ever been. Like you used to be able to do like a national commercial that would have a decent run and you'd make 50, 100, sometimes 150, 200K. Now you're lucky if you make 10
yeah.
From one commercial?
from one
From
commercial. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you get a really really good run, like you might make 10 grand.
So what was the last thing you did?
What's the last thing I did?
100?
No, it was like after, for sure, way after that. A few years ago. Let's see, I've been here 2 years. The year before I moved here, I did like an episode of like a Netflix show called Country Comfort that was like a one season, like
Okay.
kind of a kid, almost like a kid show
Okay.
about like a country singer who, sort of a Brady Bunch thing, like a country singer with some kids marries like a cowboy who's got some kids, and it's like a sitcom where they all like are coexisting together.
Yeah.
Was that the last thing I did? I mean, I've done a couple commercials since I lived here.
Well, okay. Can you tell me?
Yeah, I did a Jersey Mike's commercial with Danny DeVito.
Sweet.
What?
Yeah,
I need to look
I'm
it
in
up.
it for like 2 seconds.
I still want to see it. So you're not fully out of the business.
Well, if a thing like that, like, so I knew the director for that.
Okay. Well, that helps.
And
yeah.
so my agent was like, Randall's doing this thing, and like, you're only going to be in the commercial for a second. But like, the way commercials work, if you're considered a principal in a commercial, you get SAG standard residuals. So like that, like best case scenario, you're making 10 grand kind of a thing. And so in my mind, the way I think about this shit is like, okay, so I fly back to LA on my dime, $400, let's say, work one day, fly back here, $400. Now I'm $800 deep. I stay with a friend in LA for free. It doesn't cost me anything. I'm there for one day, and I make 10 grand minus the 800 for the flight. So like $9,200 for one day of work. Compared to what I'm making here, like training and waiting tables.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's a good gig. Why wouldn't you keep?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you keep your foot in the door?
Yeah.
Like, might as well.
Totally.
So most of those things like you're kind of like contacted about, but you're not trying to like look for things.
No.
Yeah.
No. Like when I left, that was basically the things like if somebody like calls you and is like, hey, we want to see him do a tape for this, like if I like the thing, maybe I'll do it, or like if the money's really good. It's
Yeah.
really more about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because
that's why
like
you
none of it's
started
going to be
doing it.
fulfilling to me anyway.
Right. I find that so interesting. I just don't. I haven't met anybody yet that's in that world that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for the money. You know?
Really? Yeah.
No, not yet. I mean, I think it's an interesting.
Well, I mean, look, if Chris Nolan
Take.
called me tomorrow and was like, "Hey, I want you to come
Okay,
do a thing," like I would do it
hey,
for free.
Chris, just
But,
give us
like,
a call.
yeah.
Both of us are free.
Yeah, but
I'll go
usually
to it.
it's, it'll be like a Tim Allen sitcom or something, and I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll go and I'll show up and I'll be a professional and I'll learn everybody's name and I'll cash the check and then that'll be the last, like that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you want to move here?
Yeah.
You've been coming for 15 years.
Yeah, I've always wanted to live here, and I just like, especially like after COVID, like, so during COVID, obviously the whole business shut down.
Yes.
And it was the best year of my life. Like,
Why?
COVID was incredible because the valve turned off. There was no pressure. There was no pressure to do anything. There was no, like, LA's such a weird thing in the sense of it's like everywhere you go, everyone's in some way working all the time.
Yes.
Like, you go to the grocery store and everybody you see is like dolled up. It's like everyone's constantly on. And COVID was so interesting because it was like everything just shut off. It was like the power went out, and nobody had a choice but to just be like, it might be like this forever. Like, that's the weird thing about COVID too, is that, like, remember, like, we didn't know like if
I
it
know,
would
it's really
ever be
easy to
normal
forget
again.
that
It also
part.
kept
yeah.
like
Yeah, it really
extending.
is.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
it kept
it
extending.
felt that way. It was like,
Well, and especially in LA, it was like,
Yes.
I mean, people were still wearing masks like 2 years after, it was like it
Yeah.
lingered.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know about maybe the longest in the whole country, but it lingered for a long time there. And I already was like totally disillusioned with everything and was like, like my motives for doing it in the first place weren't like artistic in nature.
Wasn't your
Like,
dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it wasn't my dream or anything. So it was like I was already had a foot out the door, and then when COVID happened, I was like, "Oh, I can for sure live like this forever." Like, a lot of people that were in my orbit were like, "Oh, I can't wait to get back to work. I can't wait for things to get back to normal." And I was like, "I hope it stays like this. I hope we fucking eat each other in the streets because this is more my speed than what that was."
yeah, and you got to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the exact opposite of what it had been before. Like, it was a total 180. So after that, I was like, okay, Jules, my daughter's graduated in 2020 from high school.
Okay.
Were you 2020?
I was 2021.
2021, okay.
Oh my God, what was I? 17. I graduated college in 21.
Okay, so
Close.
around the same time.
Yeah.
So you guys remember, yeah.
We were in school.
So Jules was 2020, and which was during COVID, and I was like, okay, I can get out of here. Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't, because
Yeah.
also there's a weird thing where, like, you live somewhere for 20 years, you're kind of like, oh, well, this is all I know how to do. Like, I can't just go somewhere else and just,
Yeah.
like,
And you
start
never thought about
over.
going back to Indianapolis?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. But I was like, I could live in Kauai because, like, you're totally disconnected here, which I like. Like, I don't have social media. I don't follow the news. I don't want to know anything that's going on elsewhere in the world. I don't care.
At all.
I don't care about news. I don't care about the environment. I don't care about war. I don't care about politics. I don't care about anything. And maybe that's shitty. I don't know. But that's just how it is. And I was like, I just want to live somewhere where I don't have to think about any of that stuff. Was the election last year or the year before?
Last year.
The presidential election? Was it
Last year.
It was last November?
Wasn't it last year?
Wait, guys, I don't
I didn't hear a peep. Like, when you live in LA,
God, that's so
talking
nice.
about politics is like social currency because everyone wants to look smart all the time.
Right.
So you'll just be in line at the bank and there'll be some lady like, oh, Trump, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, lady, we're in line at the bank. We don't need to get into this right now. But here, I didn't hear a peep about anything.
People would look at you like
About
crazy if you brought that up here.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since you're, and by the way, I don't think that's shitty.
I don't know.
I don't think it's
also-
shitty. I think it's a very unique perspective. Like I've heard clips of that where people don't care about certain things, but like to do full stop, I think it's interesting. But since that's your point of view, what do you spend your time consuming since you don't consume any of the regular stuff?
Well, I don't watch any like news or anything, but I like fictional, like
Yeah.
scripted stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
I
like
like
to
scripted
you like
stuff.
to read.
No.
No.
No, not a big reader.
Okay.
I mean, I try to read. Like, I'll read
Yeah.
a little. I'll read 2 or 3 books a year, maybe. Like
Okay.
this year, I read The Sound and the Fury, the William Faulkner novel. It's like a classic American. Like, it's
Yes.
usually stuff like that where I'm like, oh, I should cross this off my list. Like, I was at a thrift store the other day and Journey to the Center of the Earth was there. And I was like, I've never read Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Good
like,
one.
I'll knock that, cross
Yeah,
that
yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
list.
At some point, we should probably all read that.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll go through. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like, occasionally I'll read. But mostly it's like, the way that I wind down is I watch a lot of horror movies.
You
I'm like a
wind
huge
down
horror
with
movie guy.
horror movies.
Yeah.
Okay, have you always been like that?
Yeah.
I need to understand this.
I have to
I've
tell-
always been like that.
I have to tell you something because I actually am embarrassed to admit this. I have a book called Horror for Weenies
Yeah.
because I'm so scared
I've heard of that. Yeah.
that I want to know what's going on though. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
book that spoils everything and tells me all the details of it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't like. I'm just a complete exact opposite.
Are you
of
guys
that.
both afraid of horror
Oh
movies?
my God.
So, unfortunately, I have
Oh my god.
this case where if I see something, like, it is in my dreams, and
Really?
AKA my nightmares. So I have such a vivid, like,
I have a vivid-
imagination
I have
that
vivid
I'm
memory
not even
recall.
kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
That's kinda
clockwork
fun.
for 3 days. Like, I will be in that movie.
It's repetitive.
And
I'm the same
whoever the
exact way.
person is getting the short end of the stick in that movie, it's
It's me. Yeah.
So that's why it's really hard.
Like I think I've seen 4 in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's different
The
for. I think it's
Grudge,
different for girls.
The Conjuring.
Maybe, yeah.
Not to be like.
Also, I think a lot of
chauvinist
horror
pig.
movies involve, like, yes, like women being in threatening
Mm-hmm.
situations, and so I think that's just easier for my brain to put myself in that.
Well, so my daughter, who's your age,
Yes.
is obsessed with horror movies.
But she's your
Because
daughter.
I got
like,
her, yeah. Well, and also she grew up on sets. So
Yeah.
like if you can
Oh, yeah.
separate
No, right.
the reality of the thing from, so when she watches horror movies, she's like, oh, how did they pull that off? Like that looks really real. How did
Yeah,
like it's
it's
a
more like
different
an-
it's like
lens.
analytical kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more analytical.
See, maybe then I need to like go watch
be
a
on a
set or
set.
like do it. 'cause
If
I
you
think it would help me a lot.
here's the thing that
Yeah.
I tell people: watch like the behind the scenes, like the making of,
Yes.
before you watch the movie.
Oh.
Okay, maybe I'll do that.
Because then, like, that takes some of the, like, the reality out of it. And
Yeah.
then when they get to, like, a really intense sequence where someone's, like, limbs get pulled off or whatever, you'll be like, oh, I
Exactly
already
how
saw
that-
how they did this, and that's an actor who
Your
I
brain
know
knows
is
it's
still
fake,
alive
yeah.
now. Yeah.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Halloween, the original Halloween's the best horror movie ever made.
I love that.
Yeah, 1978.
Wasn't that Jamie Lee Curtis's first movie?
It's the first thing. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, until Blair Witch, it was the most profitable independent movie of all time. Like, they made it for 200 grand, and then, like, as of today, it's, made, obviously, like, if you include the money generated from the sequels, billions.
Billions.
Dang.
Billions.
So is that something you'd ever want to be in? Is like horror movies?
I would love to. I've never been in a horror movie.
Really?
I've come so close, because, like, in my 20s, was like in your 20s is like the prime time for like being cast in a horror movie. A lot of like high school and college and whatever. And
Yes,
I
yeah.
got so close on so many and just like.
Well,
was
maybe you
never-
could be the old
was
creepy
never in
person
one.
at some point. You know,
Yes!
like, put that as like one of your end goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm working towards. I just
The
gotta
old
get like.
creepy person.
I'm trying to
There's
get
always one, like,
creepier and creepier.
In
as
a
I get
horror
older.
movie, there's always some
I
like
know, there's
older
always
like
one.
guy
For
that's sneaking
sure.
behind a tree. I don't know.
Yeah, that's me. That
That's
would be
you.
me.
Or like that. What was that one movie where he can't hear anything?
Oh my god, that one's really bad.
He's the
can't
deaf
hear it.
guy,
He's
and they
deaf
come
and-
into
Oh,
the
don't breathe.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Yeah.
That didn't scare you?
What's the
no.
one? What's one that scares you? Like, what's the most recent one you've been like, oh my gosh?
Yeah, when have you been scared?
That was a lot.
God, I don't know.
like The Conjuring didn't scare you.
No, The Conjuring's great. I love the Conjuring movies. Those are scary. The Insidious movies are scary. Like, well, those are both James Wan, the same director.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think he gets what makes me scared. Well, because especially growing up in like a religious household, like anything like demonic tends to be more scary to me than like
too.
That's
That's what
serial
gets me.
killer stuff. Yeah.
It's more of like the gory stuff is not my favorite, but I can deal with it. If
Yeah.
it's like demonic, I'm out.
Yeah, demonic stuff freaks
It
me
gets
out.
me really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched It Follows. That was the last horror movie
Yeah.
I watched.
Wow.
That was wild.
Did you like it?
No.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
No, I didn't like it.
I don't think there is one that I've liked.
I think It Follows is like all style and no substance. It's
I
like,
didn't like it. Just was like weird
yeah,
and like uncomfortable, but like not in like an interesting way.
no. Well, the whole hook is that it's like it's like an allegory for STDs.
STDs.
Which is like, okay, that's a clever hook, but it still has to
I
be
just don't know
scary.
if it landed. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't love that one.
You know, it's a great slept on horror movie. It's from like, I want to say 2008 or 2009. This movie called The Strangers.
Okay.
This guy, Brian Bertino, wrote and directed it, and Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler are the only two characters in the movie, basically.
Whoa.
They're a couple who he's just proposed to her, and she said no at the beginning of the movie. You put that together in the first 5 minutes of the movie. So already things are weird, because he's
Yeah.
taking her to like his parents' cabin.
Uh-oh.
They were going to go celebrate their engagement, but she said no. So they get there, and there's like rose petals on the bed, and it's this whole kind of like, you're like, ooh, poor guy. And then there's a knock at the door. And the next 90 minutes are just like,
Oh God.
just pure, like, just ratcheting suspense, ratcheting suspense,
That's-
ratcheting
I
suspense.
like
like
that
Hitchcockian.
movie.
What's it called? Hush or whatever? The
Hush is great.
Hush.
Where
Like,
she's deaf.
that one,
Yeah.
I'm like, the entire time I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I was on the edge.
I'm
Genuinely.
And
okay
see,
with
that's
that
so
feeling,
simple and
though.
so
Yeah.
cheap. It's like, it's
Yeah.
2 actors, 1 location,
Yeah.
90 minutes, and you're scared shitless the whole time.
Yeah.
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 I love
I'm
Hush.
okay with the feeling of like what's gonna happen, not like the horror of it, but I just watched the new Zendaya movie, the A24
The drama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it,
It's
because
like
we don't have a movie theater.
right. Well, when you see it, let me know what you think, because I can't tell you anything.
Is it scary?
No, I can't tell you anything about it, otherwise it ruins the entire movie.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like one of those where like you learn the plot in the first 15 minutes and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, that's what this movie's
I,
about?
I
Oh.
would have literally just never guessed it.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but the entire time you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like
Not-
what is
Oh, I
what
really
is
wanna
that?
It's
see
not
it
at
now.
all like a scary movie. You're
No.
just like, I have no idea what the
What's
ending
gonna
of this
happen.
movie will be.
Yeah.
If you like that suspense feeling, it's like
Yeah, it's
Well, that's a whole new horror genre, is the like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know if you guys saw like Midsummer. There's
Yeah,
all these movies
Chloe
now
saw
where
it
like
and-
you're watching it and you're like, there's definitely like a weird sense of like foreboding, but I have no idea
idea
what's
what it
going
is.
on. Are
Yeah.
these people in
A24
danger?
Does
Right.
a lot of those.
Yeah,
I feel like
totally.
the Lobster even kind of made
Yeah.
me feel that way, where I was
Yep.
like, I don't even understand the point of what's happening right now, but it feels like something's bad. It's
I-
around the corner
Totally.
the whole time.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing that will like stick around. It's definitely like the new hot trend in like scary
That's a thing
movies
right
is
now.
like confuse the audience, because confusion can manifest as dread. Like if like I'm
Yes.
sure you've been in situations where you're like in a hotel lobby and like a crazy homeless guy walks in and everyone's like
yeah.
and like nothing really inherently scary is happening yet, but like everyone's so confused and it's so surreal that it sort of feels the same as being scared.
Scared.
It's like the off feeling.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know. This
Totally.
this could go wildly
Could-
wrong.
it could
but I'm
go-
not
yeah.
sure.
Could go wildly
It could
wrong
go
or
wildly wrong.
nothing could happen.
Okay, so back to moving here.
Okay.
Did you know that you were going to do personal training?
Well, so I, grew up playing sports, and I was always like into like, weightlifting and strength training and stuff. And people started coming to me in LA and being like, "Hey man, can you give me a program? Can you give me a program? Whatever." And then somebody eventually was like, "You should be charging people for this." But it was mostly like my friends and like other actors and stuff where they're like, "Oh, hey dude, I have to do like a shirtless thing in 6 weeks. Can you like help me get ready for it?" Like that kind of thing. And it's like, I'm not going to charge like my friends for,
Yeah.
that kind
right,
of stuff. But
Right.
in the back of my mind, I was like, all right, well, there's like a safety net thing. And like, I always wished that I had dropped out of high school, because like I went to college for 3 years. I was a philosophy major, and I was thinking about I was gonna go to law school, whatever. But then my daughter happened, and so that all fell by the wayside. And I wish I had just dropped out of high school and learned a trade,
Yes.
like to be like my great grandpa was an electrician, like something like that, where like I can do that no matter where I
you
live,
are.
no matter what's going on with the economy. People are always going to need electricians and roofers and whatever.
Totally.
So like I was like, oh, maybe this is my version of that. Like this is already a thing I kind of know how to do and understand. I can do it from anywhere, and you can kind of like set your own bar in terms of like how much you want to charge for it. That's another thing. Unless you work at like, 24-hour fitness or something, and they have like a set where you get $22 an hour, whatever. Like most gyms, if you're a trainer, you have some say in what you're charging. So that's ultimately what it was, where I was
Great.
like, I needed something to do here
Yeah.
to make money. And I just kind of thought like, that seems like an easy. There's only one gym on the North Shore. I just cold emailed the owner like a
that's
couple
cool.
weeks before I moved here, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm a certified
Mm-hmm.
trainer. I'm moving out. What do you think?" And he was like, "Yeah, we always need people.
That's great.
Oh, cool. You
Yeah,
like
just
it though?
come in when you get here." No,
Really?
I don't like any job.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's something broken in me psychologically where like the idea that I have to go somewhere and do something at a certain time um, inherently like invokes dread in me.
What do you enjoy besides horror movies and your daughter?
In terms of how I spend my time,
Yeah, like what do you actually really like to do?
I like to do nothing. I'm like a total like this is such a common thing now with people who are like, "Oh, I'm so socially awkward. I'm such an introvert." Like I'm a real introvert in the sense that like I can only charge my batteries when I'm not doing anything. Like preferably alone. If I'm not totally alone, I'm with like a couple really close friends, like whatever, like where I feel like I'm comfortable being like totally silent and not doing anything. Like,
Right.
um, there's this thing that people say a lot where they're like, well, what would you do if you had all the money in the world? I would do nothing. I would do nothing.
You would
Like
enjoy just
literally,
sitting.
okay, wait, let's
Do
play this
nothing.
game. Take me through a day in your life, like, and you had all the money in the world, no responsibilities.
Mhm.
What would it be like?
I wake up whenever I wake up,
Okay.
go to the gym for an hour, maybe hour and a half. Um, Come home, make some food. Am I here?
Sure. Wherever you want.
Okay. Um, go to the beach for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Do you surf or just
Nope,
chill?
don't care about surfing at all. Don't get it. Just my job is exercise. So when I go to the beach, I'm not like, let's do
Yeah.
more exercising. I'm like, I just want to
Let's
sit here
not
and do
move.
12-ounce curls.
Yes.
So like I would go to the beach and I'd hang out and have a few drinks and then like maybe come home, get something to eat, get cleaned up. I like to go out to eat. I like restaurants.
Okay.
There's not a lot of options up here,
Yeah.
but like I love trying out restaurants.
What's your
and
favorite here?
My favorite restaurant here is, I mean, probably Barracuda
It's good.
because it's reliable. Like they have good drinks and like even when they add new stuff to the menu, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Barracuda's great. But I'm not like a snob with food. Like I'm really like high low when it comes to food. Like the other night, Leah and I went to Taco Bell. Like I love Taco Bell. I
Yeah.
love Taco Bell.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. I'm from Indiana. Like I like to.
Right.
Why
It's
not?
two different kinds of things. Like people are like, you'd rather have a Domino's pizza than a real Italian pizza. It's two different. I'm scratching two different itches.
Correct.
1000%.
You know,
Oh, for
like
sure. Yeah.
I'll go to like a fancy wood fire pizza place and really like enjoy a pizza, but like it's not the same thing as going to Pizza Hut or Domino's.
Or like
100%.
sitting and eating
Yeah.
pizza on your couch.
Yeah.
Completely different vibe.
Sometimes it just feels good to ruin yourself.
No, it does.
You
That's
know?
a real thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a
Yeah.
very real thing. But that sounds like a great day.
Yeah. And then, like maybe I come home and I watch a scary movie and I'm in bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Is that your goal in life to be able to like live that day?
Kinda.
Yeah. Are you close?
No.
Yeah.
No. No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it'll happen.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I'm trying. Well, part of it too is that you have to keep your overhead really low. Like
Yeah.
find a cheap place to live.
It's hard
like
here.
don't like you have to like live within your means cuz if you want to do nothing, you can't have like a huge stack of bills you have to pay.
Right.
So like when my daughter gets out of college, I'll be a little closer.
Where's she? Are you allowed to say? Do you
Yeah,
wanna
I'll say she's a senior at Middle Tennessee State,
Amazing.
outside of Nashville. Yeah.
Is she having a good time?
She is having a good time. She lives with her boyfriend. They've been together for like 4 years. He's great. And they're like an old couple. They're wired like me. Like
Cute.
they go to school and they go to work and then they hang out at home and they watch scary movies and they go to bed early.
Oh my
Are you
god.
so proud of her?
Not because she's like me per se. Like I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool that we have a lot in common, but I would be proud of her
Just in
regardless.
general.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, she works really hard and isn't like I saw a bunch of girls here. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's how I do it. I'll regret it later.
The influencer
type,
really
yeah,
is.
like
Yeah.
the influencer chicks.
Yeah.
And I immediately got out my phone and texted Jules, and I was like, I am so proud of you. Like I am so happy
Sweet.
that, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
she really
I
is
love it.
interested in like being a good person, and it doesn't have anything to do with like notoriety or like how many eyes are on her or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think everything's just
Also really
so fucked up.
rare now because I feel like
Yeah.
just everything is like it's very curated.
It's
Yeah.
so curated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you respect the most in another person? Like what quality?
Authenticity.
Yeah.
And whether or not people think I can't smell it, I can.
Why would they think you can't?
I don't know. I feel like people like everybody's so subconsciously trained in PR now to where it's like you see Jennifer Lawrence on talk shows and she's like, I'm a regular person. I like pizza. And you're like, you're also wearing a $36,000 dress and you're on Jimmy Fallon right now. So like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's not really the same. Like, I don't have a problem with her specifically. That's just the first example that popped in
Yeah.
my head. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
of course.
people know
Yeah.
people know now what the other people are thinking. So it's sort of this weird one-upsmanship thing of like, you know, like it used to be we didn't really know hardly anything about any celebrities. Like even when I was a kid, like in the 80s, it was like, oh, Tom Selleck's on Magnum PI. I didn't know anything about Tom Selleck other than I thought he was really cool because he was Magnum PI. But now everybody knows everything about everybody.
Right.
And it would be silly to think that people weren't leveraging that for their own means. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like,
The angle
see that.
thing.
yeah, so like authenticity has become homogenized just like individuality and everything else, you know.
But I feel like actors are better judges of people than most, right? Like
You think so?
I don't know, like my experience is not as vast as yours by any means, but I think the only thing I've learned so far is like the whole point is like to listen to the other person and what's happening.
Yeah.
And if you're really good at that, you're going to pick up stuff a lot faster because most people are
Yeah.
more interested in talking.
Yeah, I could see that.
If someone could play you, like in the biopic of your life, like who do you think it would be?
We ask this to all of our guests. For
Or-
any reason.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be looks, but like maybe style or just like something they've played before, but especially since you
Well,
were
so
in
it would
a-
have to be somebody younger than me, I guess, right?
It could be
Could
whatever you
be,
want.
unless you want to be depicted as, you know, older. That's up to you.
Huh. What an interesting question. God, I don't know, like a ton of like young actors. I really like Claire Danes.
Yeah.
Maybe Claire Danes would play me.
Is there a specific
Why?
reason why?
She's just the first person I thought of who I really like, and I think she's really versatile. We're about the same age, but like,
Okay.
I don't know. I also think it would be kind of cool. Like, they made that movie about Bob Dylan like 10 or 15 years ago, and Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan for
Yes.
one period of his life, and I was
Yes.
like, oh, that's really cool. So like, yeah,
Okay.
maybe it'd be cool to do like a
Claire
gender
Danes.
swap. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Claire Danes plays
Okay.
me.
So would she play your younger you?
Yeah,
Who would play your older you?
like me now.
Like now.
Yeah.
Me now.
Yeah.
I keep touching this. Sorry, that's
No,
gonna be
that's
hell
okay.
on the audio. Me now would be. Oh my God, you guys!
It's fun to think about.
Yeah, you should have given me time to think about it. Well, I'm immediately thinking of something subversive.
Okay.
Because like, I don't want to be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
But here's the thing, like you can
But it
say
could
that.
be that. Yeah, that's okay.
Like that's fine. Like I'm gonna say Zendaya. Shoot me for it.
What about Adam Sandler?
Yes!
That's
That's perfect, especially for now.
Yeah,
I think that's so good.
He would do great.
Sandman.
Why not? Let's do
Okay.
the Sandman.
Fucking
I
Sandman.
love that.
Yeah,
Claire
why
Danes and the
not?
Sandman. That's
He still looks pretty good. I mean,
looks
he's
pretty good,
10
yeah.
or 15 years older than
Yeah.
me, but
No, I
like
feel like he looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
he could pull it off. And I think
Yeah.
he's got like a real, like a believable heart.
Yeah.
Like I buy that.
He would do you
I
justice
buy
too,
that.
I think.
I think he really just cares about his wife and his kids.
Yeah.
And he likes going places and making movies with his buddies.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really cares about
Yeah.
any of the
Also,
other
like
stuff.
I'm thinking
No,
of the
you're
day in the life that you described, and I feel like he could do that
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he could make that interesting. Like he could be an entire movie of just that same day.
Just the
Yeah.
day.
Over
Over
and
and
over and
over
over.
again.
Yeah, like Groundhog Day.
Like Groundhog
good.
Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that answer. Maybe we should make that
But
happen.
with the Sandman, Is old Stevie Talley.
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Good
Sandler.
answer. Good
Sandler.
answer. Sandler all the way.
Danes as a young me. Sandler as an old me.
I feel like we need to actually figure
That's
out
like
how
the
to make it happen.
the
It's the
weirdest
best.
movie ever.
I love that answer. It's so fun.
They've never done anything together.
No, it's such a weird combo.
No, it's so good. I love it.
It's good.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank
Literally
you guys.
anytime. This was so fun.
Yeah, this was like easy.